You want to put us on, introduce us?
It's already going. Oh. You can introduce. Yeah.
Well, good evening, everyone. I can't hear myself on my forehead, though. Troy, did I do something wrong?
That's a good question. There you go.
A little hot. Hey, welcome, everybody. It's Troy Stout and Trent Becker on the Tiger broadcast on the YouTube, bringing you the district opener. Now, girls, they call it different. This is a district. I'm pretty sure this is district.
Regional.
Regional. Oh, I always get off. Sectional,
okay.
Regional, district.
Sectional, regional, district.
Yep.
State, union.
Yep.
Association.
Galaxy. We'll go as far as we can. The Tigers are hosting the Perry Blue Jays, a team that they played earlier this year and knocked off 12-7 down in Perry. June 16th, I think that game was played. A lot of things have happened since then. The Tigers have put together a pretty nifty season, Troy. They're 13-8, I believe. Does that sound about right?
Sounds about right, yeah.
Somewhere in there. A winning season, which Tigers haven't had a lot of those in the last 10 years. And head coach Stacy Sneezek taking over the helm last year. She's helped this year with by Wes Onken and Hannah Schmidt. So it's literally like one corner of the Gilbert Middle School is coaching our softball team. You got Onken, and then right across the hall is Stacy Sneezek. Around the corner, Hannah Schmidt at our middle school.
Yeah, I know Mr. Danielson had to tell him several times to quit throwing the softball.
Turn in two there at the corner by the gap. Yeah. So Lauren Nissen on the circle. It's not the mound. It's the circle. It's flat. I'm used to calling baseball, so I'll probably use a lot of baseball references, Troy. First pitch is in there for a strike. Hallie Nissen. Pitching for the Tigers tonight. Lauren Nissen. Lots of Nissens. The ball grounded to the shortstop. It's going to be scooped up by Lynch and fires to first. I believe she got her by a step. We can't see because the players are standing on the fence, but it's – let's see if they got her or not. I can't tell. Nope, they did not get her. She was safe at first. It was close.
Yeah,
it was
a close play. Slow roller to shortstop there, so
got
it's
by
one
Bella,
of those plays.
Got by Bella Nelson. She'd come over to her left to try to pick it up. Couldn't get it. Ends up in Sydney Lynch's paws, and she throws over to first where Hallie Nissen, the other Nissen, Lauren – it's not that I can't tell them apart. I just said the wrong name, which I probably will do again. Ball's bunted and fouled back to the screen. Initially, the umpire did not call foul ball. She just called a swinging strike. I'm not sure what happened. There's some sort of conference now between the home plate umpire, and I think maybe they're going to call catcher's interference. I think. It appears to be what the discussion is about. We'll see.
I thought they were debating whether it was a foul ball or not.
So I think what they're saying is it's just going to be a swinging strike, and so I think they're saying it was not a foul ball. It was catcher's interference. So they wanted you had the choice. You either take the result of the play, which is the runner stealing second, or they award the batter first. Now, I'm not sure why you wouldn't take the batter at first, but that's what we're doing. I don't know if that's right, Troy. Does that seem like a reasonable explanation? What just happened? I'm not really sure.
I don't know. I got distracted. So
there's a fly in the area, and Troy distracted. Anyway, the runner's at second now. That is Lydia Olenzak, who had an infield single to lead things off. The ball's going to be fouled back right over her right shoulder into the grass over here, where it's going to be chased down by one of the Gilbert Tiger bench players. Not really in the bench now. They're outside the fence due to social distancing rules now. Baseball and softball, you can't have a dugout full of kids like you used to have.
That's right. Janaea Kennedy's up for Perry, who is their top average at 362.
Pitch will float in there for a ball a little high in the zone. Counts 1-2 now. Kind of got a little, I don't want to say discombobulated there. There was kind of a weird play. We're going to assume it was catcher's interference. I don't know what else they would be discussing. They called it a swinging strike. Counts 1-2 now to Kenny. Pitch misses way up high. The battery tonight is Mostick and Nissen. So the Nissen sisters, I believe, are the only two pitchers that have pitched varsity baseball for the Tigers this year. According to Varsity Bound, that's the only two I saw stats for.
Yeah, that's the two that I got stats for as well.
That pitch misses high again. Now it's full. 3-2. Runner at second. Nobody out. We're just underway here in Sectional 3. I'm saying that so you know I actually did do some research today.
That's good.
Big numbers. Tigers with the higher seed. Ball's kind of hit in the air, nubbed off, and
she got
Ellen Mostick with a fantastic catch.
That's incredibly tough for a catcher to do. There was just a little pop fly that got maybe 10 feet off the ground, but was also 10 feet off the line, and Mostick completely laid out for that. That was fantastic.
High reward, low risk, because if she doesn't catch that, it's going to be a foul ball. She was in foul territory, so she really had little to lose there.
Except for maybe an arm.
Graham Lunt, if you're listening at home, you might want to talk to Emma Mostick about playing wide receiver, because she really laid out for that and did a fantastic job for the first out in the inning. Pitch is smoked down the third baseline and foul. This is
Tunick.
Kennedy Tunick. A couple of Tunics in the lineup. Probably go the whole season and not have one person with the last name Tunick. Not a very popular name.
Probability that you would have 2 Nicks.
2 Nicks, yeah. 2 kids named Nick. But
right.
Change up. Boy, Nissen really took something off that one, and Tunick was way out in front.
Tunick batting .235 on the year.
It's not the Blue Jays. It's actually the Jayettes. Did you see that on the front of the shirt?
I did not.
It says Jayettes. So I didn't know that. I apologize. I didn't go that deep in my research for tonight's game to know the technical nickname is Jayettes. You see that sometimes where you got the pitch is just high. 1-2. Nissen trying to get Tunick to go up top of the zone and swing maybe underneath that one.
Good idea there.
Yeah. Or Nissen swings it from the left side. Southpaw. She also drives left-handed. I know that because I was a driver's ed teacher. Ooh, good pitch, low down the zone, and Tunick just kind of spoiled a good pitch there. Fouls it back to the screen.
That's quality information only you can bring.
Yeah. I like for confidentiality, I can't really talk about everything she did. She could drive a car very well, I will say that. I don't think anybody, her family or anybody mind me saying that. If she's got family listening in. Strike zone. Tunick, a good stick in the Jayettes lineup. What happened?
That's a great question. I'm going to try and see.
All right. I'm going to just keep talking like the game, like we're still broadcasting. Maybe we are. Swung over the top for strike 3. That's the second out in the inning. So Tunick whiffs at a high fastball. That'll bring up Macy Kilmer, the third baseman. So 2 outs, runner at second. Pitch misses up high. 2 down in the inning, a strikeout. And a pop out to the catcher on a fantastic play by Emma Mostek. Leah Mostek at some point. She's got a little sister, Leah, who I got to know quite well at the middle school. Probably knew Leah better than I did Emma, for that matter. Both very nice kids. I think it's their dad that's doing the PA now, I believe. The pitch misses inside, so 3 straight after the strikeout. Are we on the air, Troy?
Not wanting to use the data for some reason.
Huh.
So we're trying here, guys. If it's not working, we apologize.
3-1 now.
Good call.
3-1 pitch now. Nissen will run her to third and be ball 4 on Macy Kilmer. That'll bring up Molly Lutmer, the second baseman. Blue Jays wearing blue knickers, white socks, white shirts with short sleeve shirts with blue sleeves. Really sharp-looking costumes by the Jayettes. Tigers with their black pants, white shirts with red sleeves, red and black sleeves. Good combination by the Tigers. We've seen them go all black, all white. They've kind of like the Oregon football team. They've got about 20 combinations they can use. The ball's fouled over almost made it to the dugout, catches the fence right above the gate. So 0-1 pitch now to Lutmer. Right down the middle. Pops the mid of Emma Mostek. Really delightful afternoon. 83 degrees, but pretty low humidity. Troy and I are very physically fit and trim, so we're not sweating much at all. Change up, runner steals second. Emma Mostek pump faked and then looked down to third to see if she could catch the runner down there napping, but Lydia Olenzak back in time. No throw to third. 1-2 pitch now. Mostek will give the signs. Nissen will toe the rubber and twirl it in. It's down low. Just missed a little bit low in the zone. Evens the count at 2-2. 2 outs. Deuce is wild, as they say. Pitch foul right back. Good pitch. Good defensive swing there by Lutmer.
Yeah, and I think we're back. Went ahead and connected the Wi-Fi is actually close enough now at this field to actually use it. So I'm going that route.
Nice. Change up. It's going to be fouled up. Mostek sees she's going to give chase. Goes into the fence.
Wow.
Two highlight reel catches by Emma Mostek in that inning. Helps her pitcher Lauren Nissen get out with no damage.
Yeah, that's pretty fantastic play there, too. Right against the fence as a catcher.
Woof.
Nice job.
That one just didn't get very high, so Mostek didn't have a lot of time as she retreated back to the fence right in front of her teammates here towards the first base side. not really straight back, just a little bit towards first base, if you can picture that. Caught the ball and then crashed into the fence in dramatic fashion. But two really good. So, like, would it be derogatory to say, like, could we call her Pudge? Because she's playing like Pudge Rodriguez. Man, what a good catcher. And we've seen her play. This is her third year starting, I think. And Emma Mostek, very, very good handler of the pitchers, and apparently been working on foul pop-ups because she made two fantastic catches here.
Those are basically two plays that keep a goose egg on the scoreboard, really. I mean, you never know. I mean, it could have struck out or grounded out or whatever, but, man.
I'd say it's not likely they wouldn't have scored in that inning had she not made those two catches. So infield single and a walk, but the Jets failed to score in the first inning. The Tigers coming to bat. The pitcher tonight is Jana Kenny. Is it Jana or Janea? It's Janea Battles. I know that. I know Janea, but I thought you said Jana. Is it Jana?
I think it's Jana, Jayna.
Jana. Jana. I thought you said Janea earlier, but my hearing's not so good.
That's okay.
My eyesight's not good. I got pretty much not a lot going for me. Reaction time's pretty slow.
You still got your looks, though.
I still got my wits, my good looks, wits, and charm. That's all we're going with tonight. I want to thank you for listening in. Sectional 3 opening round game between the Perry Jayettes and the Gilbert Tigers. So some schools, they use kind of a different name for the girls' teams. Atlantic, of course, they're the Trojans.
Yep.
The girls used to be known as, do you know this answer to this?
No, I don't.
The Trojans with the 2 N's.
Oh.
Yeah, you can shake your head and rub your temples. I don't really understand it either, but that's what they went by for a number of years. Now they're just the Trojans. Same. First pitch to Nessa Johnson, the Tiger center fielder, is taken high and away for a ball.
Nessa batting over 400, just over 400 on the year.
She's a tough out. She slaps someone to the third baseman who doesn't move, catches it right in her tracks. If she's playing step to her left, that's going to probably be 2 bases or maybe 3, the way Nessa Johnson motors around the bases.
Yeah, that was a well-struck ball, but just right at the third baseman there for Perry.
Third baseman probably playing a step in front of the bag, and she caught it like right in front of her left shoulder. Didn't have a lot of time to react. This will bring up Sydney Lynch, Tiger shortstop. Pitch is called the strike. I'm going to try to be patient, determining whether the pitch is called the ball strike. It's kind of a delayed. There's an audible strike. I can't hear very well, and then there's a delayed hand. That's how softball kind of does it. Changeup misses outside.
Sydney, a freshman, having a really good year, too, batting over 320 for the Tigers on the year.
We'll probably say it a million times tonight. Nice kid, just really goes about her business very well. Her aunt, Sarah Lammers, teaches in our school district. Her dad, Rob, is Sarah's brother.
Did a lot of the putting out broadcast streams or game streams throughout the year. And
turned it over to us tonight, so he gets a night off, gets to sit and just watch the game.
He just hooked up his camera, and I think he went home, actually. I think he said, Sydney, good luck. And just kidding. He's probably
he's going home to watch America's Got Talent tonight, I think.
That's right. It is America, you know.
Got behind there. It's 2-2 now. Got something in my eye, and I can't see. Lynch chases a pitch down around her toenails. Catcher does a nice job of picking that up off the dirt, retires Lynch for the second out. So the line out by Johnson, and then the strikeout by Lynch. That'll bring up Bella Nelson.
Bella having an incredible year, batting over 500, 5 homers and 13 doubles in a massively shortened season for the Tigers. So really good numbers there for Bella Nelson.
Tigers with 2 of the top 5 home run hitters. Hallie Nissen has got 3 on the year, and I think Nelson's got 5. She's just a tough out. As I say that, she finds herself in the hole 0-2 as she swings through a fastball up around her numbers. Probably closer to her armpits than her numbers, high strike. It's kind of hard to lay off that pitch. And Bella, a tall girl, so pitch goes down low now and just missed. She has long shin bones. That kind of saved her on that, Troy. She probably would have gotten called out. She has very long shin bones. So 1-2 pitch now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Changeup misses down low. Softball, it is really easy to see if it's a changeup. Definitely change of pace there on that short. I don't know why it is, but it's a lot easier to tell. There's a big difference between baseball and softball. The ball's bigger, and it's bright yellow with red laces. That pitch misses inside now, so Bella Nelson worked it back to a full count. 2 outs here in the first. I remember umpiring my first high school, it was a freshman game, softball game, and that ball came in there bright yellow with red laces. Nelson slaps that one foul. I thought it was like high def. After you watch TV in low def, and you go to high def. A lot easier to see the ball, as it
I
turns
bet,
out.
I
Yes.
bet. When did they switch to the yellow balls? Has that been?
Oh,
I
I don't think they did when
15?
we were in high school. When I was in
No.
high school, maybe when you were in high school.
I
I'm
know
going to
we
guess
did.
maybe the last 20 years,
Yeah.
15 years would be my guess. Nelson swings through that one and is retired. Tigers go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. A line out by Nessa Johnson, then 2 strikeouts, and good first inning there by Jana Kenny.
Yeah, three pretty good hitters that the Tigers sent up to bat there and came out with no base runner, so I'm sure Perry is obviously excited about that. Tigers will try and improve on that next inning. What's going on in the world of sports outside of here right now?
Well, it won't be long. We'll be able to boo Ryan Braun, who's a Cub fan. That's what I always look forward to every year.
That is an exciting.
So the Major League Baseball starting in a week.
Yep.
Steve Hastad has a ponytail. I don't know if that's necessarily sports related, but it's a good look.
It is
He
pertinent.
kind of looks like Ben Franklin a little bit now, doesn't he? Do you
Oh.
think he does?
That's a good point.
Steve Hastad actually went
Be a
to
founding
went to
father.
high school with Ben Franklin. Steve Hastad takes about 10 million pictures.
I think you
every
mean he
game.
went to Ben Franklin High School.
Yes, actually, he shopped at Ben Franklin when he was in high school. That's what I meant to say.
We all did, didn't
Yes, that's where I bought my first aluminum bat. Was Ben Franklin in Atlantic, Iowa, West
I
Highway
bet.
6.
I think I got mine in Ben Franklin in Charles City. Charles City, Iowa.
Take a guess where I'm going Saturday morning.
I'm going to say
T-
Charles
City. My brother bought a house about a year ago, and he's got a fence around the yard that's kind of in disrepair. Wants it
Yep.
out of there. Thought of the strongest, dumbest guy he could find to come pull it out of the ground. He thought of me. So the Becker boys will be sweating mightily. Saturday is supposed to be really
It's
hot.
supposed to be like 95. Good
Yeah,
luck.
heat
You
index
picked
is
a bad day.
105 or something. Yeah, my wife's like, "Are you sure?" I think she's mostly worried about becoming a widow. Maybe she wants to make sure the insurance premiums are all paid up.
Make sure you hydrate.
First pitch called a strike from Nissen. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's going to be called a strike as well. Prematurely said that was a strike, but I was so certain because it was right down the middle.
This is Heck batting for Perry.
She's the first baseman, Cassidy Heck. So Troy is not mildly cussing. That's
Nope.
their last name is Heck. That pitch way up high as Nissen tries to go up the ladder to get Heck to chase, not to change.
Put it up there. Thought, what the heck? I'll
Yeah.
go a little high on that one.
Tigers baseball team will be in action tomorrow night as they host the Iowa Falls Alden. Nickname of the Iowa Falls Alden team, do you know?
The Trojans?
Nope.
No. Spartans.
Pretty sure they're the cadets. I think they're the
Yes,
cadets.
I knew it had something to do with a soldierish type of thing.
It's opening 3A opening round is tomorrow night.
I'm not doing very good at the mascot game tonight, Trent.
She gets Cassidy Heck to chase a high fastball, and that will retire her on the strikeout. Iowa Falls Alden cadet. I got a funny cadet story when we were at broadcasting. Frank Riddle and I were up there broadcasting football a few years ago.
Yeah.
Trying to talk to this girl. Hey, what instrument do you play? And she just looks at me and shakes her head and doesn't say anything. I'm like, no, like, saxophone? We play the flute? She shakes her head. Well, it turns out it was the mascot. Mascots aren't supposed to talk.
Oh,
I was trying to strike up a conversation with a mascot. I know that. My son Joseph was a mascot. He was Pioneer Pete at University of Wisconsin-Platteville. I should have known that. But she just looked like somebody that was in the band. So things like that always happen to me, Troy. First pitch misses from Nissen. This is
a good story. Good quality story.
Peyton Tunick.
Peyton 158 on the year for the batting average.
Iowa Falls, of course, hosts Ellsworth Community College, where I went for 2 years. Met my lovely wife Tina there while I was studying. Had some
That's
classes
fantastic.
together. Yeah, 27 years later, 4 kids. It's really worked out pretty well for me, especially. 2-0 pitch now and goes up high again. Misses 3-0. So Nissen, there's no pitch count in softball. They don't have that on the scoreboard. Baseball field's got the pitch count
Yeah.
thing. The softball scoreboard is very delightful to look at. It's got Tiger softball across the top, home of Tiger softball, really nice. The baseball, a little bit more plain, more basic.
I think the top blew off of it, if I'm being honest.
Oh, yeah, actually, I could see, where I could see
I
that.
think, I think there was one on there, and I think we had a storm that blew it
Blew it
off.
off.
So
I know part of this one blew off one time because
Yeah.
I helped pick it up and carry it and put it in the dugout one time during a snowstorm. So that's ball 4, and Peyton Tunick will walk. She's going to get courtesy ran for, and I didn't catch who the courtesy
didn't
runner
catch
is.
it
I'm not
either.
sure it's. I know Perry's doing their own broadcast, so it's
Should I-
really unlikely that we got anybody listening from Perry.
should I call time and go ask and see who it? Should I just walk out? I want to stick around for the second half here. So
Softball Just like baseball has a courtesy runner for the pitcher or catcher, you can have a substitute that comes in and runs and can later enter the game without having used up any substitution rules. It's a speed-up rule. Actually, that's where, if you ever go to your baseball, softball rule book, it's under speed-up rules. If you're trying to find that rule. Square round and bunt there by, this is Taylor Atwell, the designated player.
Bunted foul there.
Baseball instituted the designated player rule this year. I did 2 varsity games, and neither of the 4, like the 2 teams, it was a varsity doubleheader. Nobody used the designated player rule in the game I was at, which I was thankful. They went with the straight 9, just old school straight 9. Atwell will bunt that right back to the mound, and Nissen's going to have to go to first. Fires over there to her sister, Hallie Nissen, to retire Atwell. Atwell got down the line and really made that a very, very close play. The Tigers get an out now, so 2 outs. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Jasmine Shriver.
You're going to have to explain the difference to me at some point, because I tried to read it in the rule book that came out from baseball, and I was super confused. So someday we'll discuss that.
Yeah, it's not as complicated as you think it is. So basically you can be the kind of like DH for yourself, and you can stay in the game as the DH if you're taken out as a position player. The ball's fouled back into the swamp, right behind us where Shrek lives. Saw Shrek. I actually saw where that went in, so I might be able to actually help. Turn left there.
Yeah, right.
Not that far. Not that far. Back down. Keep going. Right in there. Straight ahead. Sorry, I'll get back to the play. That pitch is called a strike. So I was trying to help what do you call her, Mia Hamer? No, that's Ellingson. I couldn't tell.
That's Grace.
Grace Ellingson finds the. She probably would have never found it if it wasn't for us.
Probably not. That would have been a lonely lost softball. Would have been out here for probably 25 years.
It's a lot easier to hear back here. There's no fans in the stands where we're tucked in. Fantastic changeup by Nissen gets Shriver to swing way ahead of that pitch and retire the side. So a little bit of traffic on the base paths in the first 2 innings for the Jets, but has resulted in no runs.
Yeah, good job there too. Pretty textbook for the Tigers. Got the outs where they needed to. Couple strikeouts. Tigers will have Hallie Nissen, Katie Gescheidler, and Lauren Nissen. So 2/3 of this inning will be brought to you by the Nissen batters.
Saw their mom walk in. They have a little brother that's younger. Saw her walking in a little bit ago. Got to know her a little bit when I had Lauren in driver's ed last spring. I'd originally thought about coming up with some sort of clever game to play, like like Steve Perry song, Katy Perry song.
That would have been nice.
Yeah, but I just kind of ran out of time. Plus, I pretty much used everything that you could, like. Tim and I used to play. Tim Day, that used to help with broadcast. We used to play Dead Alive or Perry Blue Jay or Toronto Blue Jay. We actually did that one time.
That would be a good one.
Yeah, I think that was during a football game. I don't think it was during. It was when Gilbert Tigers played Perry in their district that one year. I think most people would prefer we just describe what's going on the field and play off the shenanigans. So we do thank you for listening. Do you have the comments turned on? I don't know if anybody's made any comments.
I have. Yes, but we can't see the game, and so I'm going to put a comment out there. Unfortunately, you can't see the game. That's once you get into postseason, that's a state policy.
So you just get the scoreboard, which is better than what we used to do. We used to not even have the scoreboard, but it's 0-0 here, bottom of the second. Tigers will send Hallie Nissen.
Yep, so
Katie Gescheidler, and then Lauren Nissen. The Nissens. Did you just say they make a Katie Gescheidler sandwich in the lineup or not?
What?
We'll call it a Gishwich. That's new. I might want to patent that. A Gishwich. Katie Gescheidler in the middle of 2 Nissens.
Oh, sorry. I was typing, and I only caught half, and I didn't know where we were at. But that was very clever.
Hallie Nissen just blisters one into the batting cage.
Yeah, that was a well hit ball. If she can straighten that out, that'll be a base hit.
Just a beautiful night here. Like I said, 83 degrees and almost no humidity. Very delightful evening. Pitch misses just. So you call that a strike?
I think it was.
It's 1-2. I kind of lost track there. It was close to the strike zone. I thought she called that one a strike. It was 0-2, and she just missed outside. Now the 1-2 offering. That one's fouled almost the same place the first one. Hit a little higher and not quite so sharp, but into the batting cages. So kind of the changes. We're not going to, we don't talk about coronavirus, all that stuff, but there's been some different rules, and one of them is whatever team's in the field, their players have to chase the foul balls.
Yep.
And so one of the members, one of the reserves for the Jayettes. That pitch misses.
The downside is she has to figure out a way to get it off of the batting cage because it's actually on top. So
she's not going to get any help. So somebody's going to come get a ball. It looks like Dvorak. That ball is scorched to the gap in left center. Actually cut off there by the center fielder. Nissen with a rope, absolute rope, hit to the shortstop's left, cut off by the center fielder. Looked like it was going to be in the gap. The center fielder might have been shaded that way a little bit. The spray chart probably indicated Nissen, after hitting 2 foul balls to the right, smokes that one to center field.
That was definitely the hardest hit ball of the night tonight.
She hit a BB. Katie Gescheidler steps in. The lone senior on the Tigers squad. First pitch misses. Hallie Nissen at first now with the single. Nobody out here. Tigers got a little something going on. Pitch low, I guess. Looked like a pretty good pitch from here. And you can't tell. I umpire. You've umpired a little bit. We've been around. I don't. When I say that, I don't mean that the umpire missed it. I just mean I can't tell. If it looks good from here, it doesn't necessarily mean it looks good from where she's standing. That pitch is called a strike. That one didn't look as good as the one before that, but that one's called a strike. But that would be like saying that the umpire should be sitting back here, 26 feet behind the backstop in a chair. Right. That wouldn't be a really good place to umpire.
Probably not great.
Nope. 2-1 pitch now. That one's smoked on the ground. Actually, it wasn't smoked. It sounded like it. They're going to go to second, get the lead runner, but Gish will get to first. So Hallie Nissen retired at second. That one was actually sounded better than it was, and it kind of was a wounded duck and on the ground rolled to third.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised because even when I saw it come off the bat, I thought it had some momentum, and then all of a sudden it wasn't going anywhere. So
and I don't know what
right off the end of the bat. I'm
not familiar with the bat rules in softball. I don't think they're the same as they are in baseball because baseball the rules are they want to make sure the bats aren't too lively to protect the infielders. But
right.
So in baseball, it's really hard to tell how hard a ball's hit because the bat sounds so funny to hit. That ball's hit hard on the ground to the second baseman. They're going to go to first to get one, and they're going to go to second. They're going to say
must be safe.
They're going to say Nissen was out at second, or Gescheidler was out at second, and the throw not in time at first. Again, it's kind of hard to say. The Gilbert players are kind of obstructing our view to first base.
So that puts Lauren on first.
2 outs now in the inning. So the Tigers get a leadoff single, but 2 straight fielder's choice putouts at second. Leave it 2 outs in the inning. This is Delaney Eichert.
Designated player number 26, Delaney Eichert.
And Delaney.
I've pronounced it Eichert my entire life.
So
I've known her since she was in first grade.
I've always said Eichert too. So
ball hit right to the first baseman on 2 hops, and she'll kick the bag and retire Delaney. Delaney was on my bus route my first year I drove a bus for Gilbert. She's just a little tater tot now. She's playing for the Gilbert Tigers varsity. So Tigers get a leadoff single, but do no damage. After 2 complete innings, no score here from Gilbert, Iowa.
Yeah, some well-hit balls there that inning, Trent.
Hit a leadoff single, and then 2 balls hit pretty hard right at people. That's kind of the name of the game, baseball, softball. You want to try to hit it where nobody's standing. That's kind of the
hit it where there ain't.
That's easier said than done.
Yeah.
I kind of made a living do that. I never really hit balls very hard, but I seem to always be able to kind of put them in between. Nick Day are very, very good at that, just hitting them right where nobody was standing.
Yep.
Nick Day played baseball for the Tigers. He just had an uncanny knack at just wedging one through somewhere. And
he was also fast.
Yeah, and he hit. Yeah, I think he led the state in hitting one year, didn't he? Or in the top 5 at least.
Pretty close.
So Lauren Nissen comes back out to the circle. Tigers have not made any defensive changes yet. We'll go around. Bella Nelson at third base, Sydney Lynch at short, Taylor Puck playing second, Hallie Nissen at first, Emma Mostick behind the plate, Lauren Nissen pitching to her. Katie Gescheidler's out in left field, Nessa Johnson in center. Right fielder is Bella Sad. She's being hit for by Delaney Eichert, who completed. I'm going to say Eichert because I don't know my mouth will be able to say Eckert, so I'll just call her Eichert. I could text her dad right now and say, hey, Herm,
hey,
is it Eichert or is it Eckert?
Is it a long I or a hard K? What?
There was one?
I don't know.
Herm would probably reply and say, leave me alone. I'm watching my daughter play softball.
Tigers have a little powwow before they start the inning here.
Herm Eichert shares my affinity for a certain baseball team from Chicago, Illinois, known as the Cubs.
Oh.
He's an avid Cubs fan. He was one of the guys I got a text from when they won the World Series in 2016. Did you know that? The Cubs won the World Series in 2016.
I would have thought I would have heard that.
Defeated the
That
Indians.
happened?
They beat the Indians 8-7, November 2nd, 2016. Winning pitcher.
I will say that was
Chapman.
the most engrossed I've been in a World Series since definitely since '91 when my Twins won. But
It was a good series, whether you like the Cubs or not, or
Right.
the Indians. It was a pretty good series. First pitch, a strike from Nissen. Paints the inside corner for strike 2, so she's got. This is leadoff hitter Lydia Olenzak.
Yep, she got on a single. I believe that was that the only hit of the game for the Perry?
I believe it was.
Been some walks and a few other things mixed in here and there.
A good journalist would know if Lydia was related to Jason Olenzak, who played football at the University of Iowa, used to be the head football coach at Perry. I got to assume there's probably some relationship there. Olenzak, not a very common name. Pitches, call the ball. It's 1-2 now. Nissen will twirl it left-handed and bounces one in front of the plate. Mostick will chase it back to the screen.
Speaking of Eckerts, Andy Eckert chimed in and said, sounds good, and you're coming out of his left speaker and I'm coming out of his right speaker. I would suggest stacking them.
So now when we were doing it the other night, you could only hear yourself in one headphone.
Oh.
That ball's change up, who got way around early by Olenzak, fouls it down and over the fence to the left. So I don't know what maybe tell Andy, I don't know how to fix that, but that actually sounded better to me because I didn't have to hear myself as much as I usually do. But it is kind of weird just hearing
one. I don't know.
Yeah,
Might have had a loose connection or something.
kind of like Vincent Van Gogh broadcasting with one ear. You couldn't really hear the other ear. 2-2 pitch now from Nissen. Goes up high, tries to get Olenzak to chase. She lays off. Fills the count. 3-2.
Thanks again, everybody who's tuning in. Looks like we got a decent crowd tuning in online. Again, if something happens and our audio tends to go a little wacky on us more than anything.
Ball hit on the ground. Lynch is going to get a glove on it, but she's not going to have time to get to her feet and throw Olenzak out. So Lynch kept it in the infield, but that's going to be an infield single. Lynch had to go to her right. Ball got by Nelson. She ends up on her knees kind of scooping that ball up close to the grass area and couldn't get up and get a throw off.
Next up, number 9, Jana.
So Olenzak 2 for 2 on the evening.
Kind of what you want your leadoff hitter to do is go 2 for 2.
That's a good goal.
We're here in the third inning. No score from Gilbert, Iowa, home of the Tigers. Pitch a strike. Runner stealing. Mostick's throw is high. Puck will catch it. Lynch was on the bag, but the throw was high enough where the backup player was Puck on that, the second baseman. I actually helped coach a team with both Delaney Eichert and Taylor Puck on it when Hannah played one year. When those two girls were in 6th grade, Hannah was a 5th grader and played on the team. Really fun season coaching those girls. They were fun. They're Puck's mom and trying to remember who else was. That pitch is called a strike. Who else coached that team? I was kind of the bench coach, kept the scorebook, and kind of kept the dugout in some sort of order. It's actually one of the funner seasons I've had coaching. I had to develop some good relationships with those girls. 0-2 pitch now from Nissen. That ball bounces in the dirt. Mostick does a nice job scooping it out. Olenzak had strayed quite a ways off second. I think Mostick thought for a second about firing the ball down to Puck. That might have been, she was so far off, if they'd have thrown it to second, Olenzak might have just went to third, so probably good to just chase her back.
I think Olenzak saw that one in the dirt and was thinking about taking third for a split second.
Mostick would be the defensive player of the game so far for the Tigers. That pitch misses just outside. I think that's right where Nissen wanted it.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
Trying to get Kenny to chase. Mostick had set up on the outside corner. That wasn't a pitch that they necessarily wanted to hit the strike zone. Even count now, runner at second. 2-2 pitch from Nissen, way up high. Mostick comes completely upright, has to catch that over her head to fill the count. 3-2.
Big pitch here for the Tigers and kind of getting into the middle innings of the game here.
No score. Ball's grounded to Puck. She'll go to her left, pick it up, fire over to Nissen. That'll advance Olenzak. The throw back across the field to Nelson, to Olenzak back easy. So kind of a weak ground ball, but pretty good job of hitting. That's, you want to hit it to the right side and advance the runner to third where she can score now on a wild pitch or a sacrifice fly.
Yeah, that's the name of the game because now you got a position where you just have to have a well-hit ball, and you got your first run of the game. So
Kenny helps herself, gets the runner to third. Olenzak with less than 2 outs. I don't know what the stats, what the sabermetrics would tell you what percentage of the time they score here, but I'm going to guess it's probably close to half the time maybe. I don't know. What do you think, Troy? I'm just making up numbers.
I think
spitballing.
if you would have just went with it, everybody would be like, yeah, that makes
Nobody's
sense.
home Googling it. Andy Eckert's going to compress the numbers and see what he comes up with.
There you go.
The Cubs broadcast on Sundays always used to do that, the numbers of the games. It was great stuff about percentage of chances scoring and whatnot. So 0-1 pitch now with 1 out. Squared out and bunt. That's going to be bunted foul. So the Jayettes try the squeeze.
I don't know if she was the one that Mustek. I'd love to tell you, but I got distracted by trying to fix the audio, so I don't have what the Tunick or Kilmer or Lutmer did the first times up. But
Yeah.
somewhere around this top part of the order in the first inning, Mustek made that fantastic stretched out
Might have been
catch.
her. 0-2 pitch now. Mossick sets up way outside. Gets Tunick to chase. Ball skipped into the dirt, so Mossick applies the tag and retires Tunick on a strikeout, 2 unassisted.
Yeah, much needed. Tigers keep scraping out so far. Hopefully that keeps up. This is Kilmer coming up to bat for Perry, and Kilmer's their second leading average, 326.
It's nice as a pitcher. Lauren Nissen knows she can throw that ball in the dirt, and she's got a really good catcher that can go down and pick that ball, and she did. She misses on the first offering to Kilmer up high. But to be able to throw that pitch in the dirt and down there and waste it, that's what you want to do in that pitch. Mossick did a nice job of picking it out of the dirt.
Yep.
Knew that she needed to apply the tag. Pitch misses up high.
Those are two pitches that didn't probably miss by too much.
Nissen grabs a handful of dirt to improve her grip on the ball. You can't go to the mouth now, I know. You're not supposed to lick your fingers. If they do, they got to throw the ball out and sanitize it. That pitch misses up high again. Nissen trouble locating the strike zone to Macy Kilmer. So 3-0 pitch now. 2 outs here in the third. Nissen misses up high. 4-pitch walk to Kilmer.
I don't know if it was necessarily purposeful, but average drops quite a bit for Lutmer here, so maybe take your chances with her batting 209.
So if you wiggle 4 fingers for intentional walk, maybe there's a different one that Stacy Sneezek used. It's not an intentional. It's kind of an unintentional intentional walk where you maybe try to get Kilmer to swing at a bad pitch and hit a weak ground ball or pop it up somewhere, but Kilmer disciplined on that plate appearance. That ball's going to be hit back up to Lynch, and she will throw the ball to puck. My guess is as soon as Sydney gets back to the dugout, they're going to say, hey, take that yourself. You don't want to risk a bad throw. I don't know that Taylor was necessarily expecting that. It was about a 2.5-foot throw, more of a toss, kind of a pitch to puck, but 6-4 on the putout. That'll retire the side on the fielder's choice. So, again, a little more traffic on the base paths. The Jayettes have had more traffic, but no runs to show of it. And the Tigers coming to bat in the bottom of the third in a 0-0 game here from – the field looks great tonight. They got the grass mowed today in the infield.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually pretty wet. We had quite a bit of rain the last couple of days. It's been so dry around here. The grass is starting to look a little green.
I was going to say, yeah, 2 days ago, this grass was probably completely brown. It actually is shockingly green.
It looks nice. The other night we actually had for the baseball game, they actually had a fire watch.
Yeah.
Johnny Hart had a fire extinguisher in the dugout just in case a hard ground ball would start a grass fire.
That's a good point.
It was so dry out.
That's a good point, yeah. Or maybe an Easton Johnson pitch accidentally skips away and
I don't know that he missed many that night. Boy, Easton Johnson had a very, very strong outing against the number 1 ranked team in 2A, the Van Meter Bulldogs. Tigers won 3-2.
Not in town at that point and got to listen to a little bit of the game. You guys did awesome.
Good high school baseball game. I've seen some duds. I've seen some really, really good games. I've seen some duds. That would definitely be towards the top of the list of fantastic baseball games. I know the game that the Tigers went to state up in Iowa Falls. They're playing East Marshall to go to state. That was one of the best high school baseball games I've called. Remember, it was about 110 degrees out.
It was warm.
Remember, we had some the things you put in your lunch, cool, and set them down and put because the laptop kept getting hot in one of the games earlier that year when it was hot. And this is Taylor Puck, another 8th grader. Delaney Eichert and Taylor Puck, both 8th graders playing up varsity. First pitch down the middle. Taylor doesn't swing, takes the strike.
I think this is Mostek, actually, isn't it?
Whoops, did I get ahead in the order? I did. Mostek's up.
That's all right.
My bad.
No big deal. Just wanted to
That is Mostek.
make sure that we were on the same page.
She had a helmet on. I couldn't really see her face very well.
I completely get. I'm not criticizing.
Both have
We'll hug it out later.
cascading hair flowing out of the back of their helmet. Mostek takes a strike. Has not swung at a pitch. Count 1-2. The pitch back from the catcher. The pitcher gets away and ends up in center field.
Do you get a ball for that? Like that should be a ball.
We talk about that sometimes, broadcast, about some rules that maybe we would
additions.
change. Maybe that would be one we would
You
consider
can't get the
changing.
ball back to the pitcher.
It is something that kind of is a pet peeve of most coaches, and you hear that when the ball sails over. I was a catcher. I did it a few times. A pitch missed for a ball again. It's 2-2 now to Mostick, the Tigers catcher. Pitch misses outside, so Mostick not swung at a pitch and has worked a full count. Jana Kenny, the pitcher for the Jayettes. Ball fouled down the right field line. It's going to get out of play. So if you haven't been to a Tiger baseball game this year, softball game this year, there's no fans between the dugouts, so behind the backstop. The bleachers are empty. The Tigers kind of occupying the space right outside their dugout. The Jayettes occupying the space right outside their dugout. And all the fans are sitting from the dugouts all the way around the outfield fence. I think it's kind of a neat way to watch a game. I've been to several games this year.
Yeah. It's not horrible, that's for sure.
Nope, that ball fouled back to the screen. So Mostick, after not swinging at the first 5 pitches, has swung at the last 2 and taken 2 really good defensive swings and spoiled a couple good pitches by Kenny.
Yep, bottom of the 3rd here. Both teams still looking for their first run.
Mostick fouls one down where her coach, Stacy Sneezik, is standing in front of the Jayette dugout. Stacy Sneezik, one of her coworkers at Gilbert Middle School. Her entire staff is. Wes Onken teaches 6th grade math, and Hannah Schmidt, 7th grade science. I saw Hannah at Walmart the other night. She had a mask on, so I didn't know it was her. And she's, "Hi, Trent." And it's not uncommon to have women yell, "Hey, Trent." I got quite a following. I didn't know who it was. I couldn't tell. And then it kind of dawned on me after she went by, because my wife was like, "Who is that?" I said, "I think that's Hannah's science teacher." Hannah Schmidt, first year in Gilbert. Now she's our neighbor kind of there on the Gilbert south side. She moved in down on Ashby Circle. Mostick puts that one in right field. What a great at-bat by Emma Mostick. Takes 5 pitches, full count, fouls off 4 pitches? 4 pitches, and then singles into right field. So Mostick aboard. I don't know if they run for her or not. Would surprise me if they didn't. I think Emma can probably run the bases pretty adequately. She's going to stay in there at first base and run for herself. Taylor Puck now, the 8th grader, who I prematurely called up to bat before that. That would be an out, batting out of order. I would have got an out of order if I did that.
That would have been unfortunate, really.
Puck squares around a bunt, swings through, bunts through, and offers at the pitch. I'm not surprised Taylor Puck's playing varsity. She's in 6th grade. She was kind of at a different level than pretty much everybody else.
Yeah.
Pretty much unhittable as a pitcher at that age. It's that one up in the air in the infield. Looks like the second baseman will take a step to her right and make the catch on call that a weak infield pop-up by Puck for the first out in the inning. And Tigers will wrap around and go to the top of the order. Nessa Johnson, the junior center fielder, the left-handed batter. Would she be considered a slappy? Do they call that, or is that a derogatory term? A slapper?
I don't think so.
She doesn't slap. I did see her take Hank to the woodshed one night and just slap the snot out of him. I don't know if that counts. She kind of ran up and slapped at that one, hits it into left field. The left fielder right in her tracks will haul it in. I'm going to guess the dinner table at the Johnson household was full of a lot of shenanigans with Mitchell and Hank and Nessa. You know, Mike's bringing home meat every night. He's a meat guy at the fairway. Probably a lot of fights over pork chops and bratwurst and stuff. So Johnson flies out to left for the second out. Sydney Lynch will come in. Try to find a gap somewhere. Mostick takes off for second. The throw is on the dirt, and the shortstop, I think, dropped the ball.
Yeah, the ball came out.
I don't know if she tagged her. She would have been out if she'd held on to it, but the ball squirted out, and Mostick has a stolen base. It might actually be an error, because I think they would have had her, Troy. I think they looked like she'd applied the tag.
I think she had her hand in the glove and the ball and went to tag her, and the ball just popped out. So
if Christian Corey was invisible, I would have saw that play way better, but Christian Corey shoots pictures for the school, does a lot of that. Christian, one of my favorite kids. Also, driver's ed teacher at Christian Corey. As a pitch catches the inside corner for a strike. I think he drove with Luke Haverdink, if I remember right.
Oh, sure.
It's pretty good combo. Two of my favorite kids. 0-2 now. First 2 pitches, strikes from Kenny. That pitch misses outside.
Yeah, catcher definitely was set up outside there and hit her spot, but was just too far outside to get Sydney to chase.
So this is saying we can do video. Chris Kearns is saying we can do video because of the COVID. Ball hit on the ground to shortstop. Fires over to first. I'm just saying Lydia Olenzak has got a good arm. Man, she just threw a BB over to first base. So that'll retire the side for the Tigers. Chris Kearns, is that a reliable source? I'm going to say.
I checked with the athletic director, and
he said
I don't
no.
know.
Sorry, Chris. We have to defer to Tim Pizzetti, Director of Athletics for the Gilbert Tigers.
I appreciate it, and I apologize if that is the case. We probably would have put a camera up so that people could see it, but.
Well, I think I remember seeing the email where he said no. No video, audio only. I do remember seeing that. We'll check into that if we can do video for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah.
I didn't see Tim. He's probably around here somewhere.
Yep. So appreciate the info, though.
Yeah. So lots of zeros up on the scoreboard. Tigers and the Jayettes are knotted at 0 after 3 full innings. Top of the 4th now. They will send. I don't know. They're sending 3 batters up here, but I can't tell because the ponytail is right in front of the number and I can't see it.
That's okay. We are at Heck again.
Oh, heck. I was trying to make it funny there, Troy. Caught that.
Cassidy Heck.
Cassidy Heck.
Cassidy.
Troy Stout and Trent Becker calling the action here. We've called some baseball. We've called football together. Probably done some. Did we do basketball? I think we've done basketball
we've
together.
done basketball at some point.
Next up, probably maybe the intramural chess tournament. We'll call that action. I'm going to have to brush up on my chess rules.
Might have to learn esports.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what happens. It's
There you go, like virtual sports, because that might be a market in that, Troy. We could broadcast virtual sports since there's a lot of virtual stuff going on, the Zoom calls. And never done a Zoom call in my life and done about 50 of them in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
Nissen appeared to have a little grit, kind of a gritty look on her face here, and throws one, probably the hardest, fastest pitch of the night, right down the middle for a strike.
Hey, Sam Schill checking in online. Thanking us for doing this. You're welcome, Sam Schill. Thanks for tuning in.
Ball tapped on the ground. Bella Nelson will come in. Plenty of time. Fires over to first, but the throw is wide of first. The throw kind of took Nissen off the bag to her left into the path of the base runner. So from here, at least, it looked like the throw was a little wide to the right. But, again, it's hard to tell. The Tigers' bench players are kind of obstructing our view to first base.
Yeah, sorry about the positioning here. That didn't come into my mind.
Make a statement. That's the worst. Make a statement.
Heck reaches base on the throwing here.
Oh. I think Kearns is saying just go for it and then apologize later. That's kind of Chris Kearns. If I know him as well as I think I do, I think that's kind of his style.
Sam Schill and I used to work together, actually, and he's has some connections with Rob Lynch. And
yeah, the name sounds kind of familiar. I
Yep.
just didn't place the name. So after the error, runner at first now. Batter squares around a bunt. That's Peyton Tunick, the catcher. She squared around a bunt. You'll say she offered at that pitch for strike 1.
Tunick walked her first time up.
So I think the first 4 innings, the Blue Jays have had a runner on base. I don't know if they've had the leadoff hitter on base. I think 3 of the 4 innings they've had the leadoff. Squared around a bunt again was the catcher Tunick. She pulls it back, but it's called a strike.
We'll see here if with a pinch runner in the game, if the Blue Jays just decide to send the runner.
Tunick does not square on bunt. Pitches a high for a ball. Evens the count at 2-2. Nobody out here in the top of the 4th. Jayettes have a runner on courtesy of a throwing error by third baseman Bella Nelson. I should say I think it was a throwing error because we didn't really get a good look at it, but the throw did look like it wandered to the right. That pitch misses now. Its count is full. Peyton Tunick, the catcher for the Perry Jayettes. She'll pull both sleeves up around her shoulder and look out at Lauren Nissen, the left-handed pitcher for the Tigers, and she will twirl it in. Pitch misses low. I said full count. That was 2-2.
That was 2-2.
Now it's full count. Got one ahead of. Sometimes I lose count. I'm not really good with big numbers. For somebody that helps 8th graders with math, that's probably not good news for
Well.
the 8th grade community. The ball is lined to third. The runner was off on the pitch. I did a terrible job of describing that. It was kind of a soft liner right to Bella Nelson, the runner at first, the pinch runner, taken off to second. Nelson fires it back over to Holly Nissen, and the error is erased on a nice catch and throw by Bella Nelson to retire the runner at first. So now 2 outs. It's kind of a pitcher's best friend, the sharp line out double play.
Yeah, really pretty smooth there, and just what Gilbert needed.
I think there was about 3 of those in that Van Meter Gilbert baseball game the other night, the line out double play where you had runners hit and run. You really probably compressed that game quite a bit. Took a couple runs off the board and probably about 10 minutes of baseball.
Yeah.
First pitch from Nissen misses inside for a ball. 2 outs here now in the 4th. Nissen locks in on another one. That's called a strike. Said Nissen appears to have a little bit more determined look on her face this inning. I don't know if she got challenged by her coach or teammates to go out there and have a 1-2-3 inning. That's what we hope she has. Still call this a 1-2-3 inning, didn't you? 3 batters up, 3 down, even though they didn't go 1-2-3.
Like
they
that.
kind of went.
You could call it 1-2-3, maybe not clean.
No.
You can't call it clean inning. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the proper verbiage is.
The 1-1 pitch is called a strike now with 2 outs. 1-2 now. Nissen will twirl and throw a changeup, hit to Nelson at third. She'll get another shot at redemption, fires it over to first cleanly for the 3rd out. So Tigers play around an error here in the top of the 4th. They do retire the Jets 1-2-3. So after 3.5 innings, Tigers and the Jets knotted at 0.
Yeah, really good competitive game here.
Has been.
Tigers have the kind of the heart of the order coming up here. The Bella Nelson, Hallie Nissen, Gescheidler, and Lauren Nissen coming up. I'm going to say Lauren right now, even though she's the 4th batter, she's going to bat.
Yep.
I'm calling that.
I'm not going to argue with you on that one.
That's one of those stone cold locks right there. Oh well.
You can wager money on that if Vegas will give you a line.
And they might with the lack of sports going on right now, so you can look forward to that. Coach Eckert, Andy Eckert, business teacher. Fantastic business.
He's
teacher
all
with the high
business.
school.
He's all business. He is not.
He says he kind of feels like he's in the middle of a sandwich, speaking of the sandwiches earlier. So
Tigers bench players doing some sort of fancy razzmatazz dance to the Cotton Eye Joe.
it's always a good thing. I know
Looks like Rainey Cruz kind of leading that whole.
Coach Eckert's affinity for Firehouse subs, too. I don't know if you ever got in.
I've never had one. I've never had a Firehouse sub.
They're good. They're good. I haven't had many, but
So, it's
it's his go-to.
well documented this summer. I spent a lot of time driving around Ames and stuff, teaching the youngsters how to drive.
Sure.
And I kind of it was this week sometime, made a comment to something like, I haven't, all those new sandwich shops in Ames, I haven't tried any of them.
Really?
The Witch Witch,
The Witch Witch is good. I've had
is it
that.
Ebert's, Gebert's?
Herbert and Gerbert.
Gerbert's.
Somebody told me they were done. They were closed already.
Oh.
They-
Well,
I don't
too
know if
late
that's
for that.
100% true.
The Firehouse, there's probably a couple other ones that I'm not even thinking of, but I haven't been to any of those sandwich shops. I'm kind of a Jimmy John's kind of guy, but I'd be
love
willing to
Jimmy
be open. We need to start maybe trying to get one of those to sponsor the softball broadcast.
There
They
you
could
go.
bring us
We
a
could bring
nice,
those in, yeah.
delightful array of
Well, we
sandwiches.
tried our darndest to get Firehouse. Subway's always been very good to us. Appreciate them.
Nelson slaps that one back up the middle. She's going to get down the line. Olenzak will fire a laser beam over there. Tell the Olenzak girl is a pretty good athlete. Really ranged well to her left. Scoops up, throws Nelson out at first, actually by a step or two. But she doesn't lollipop it over there,
No,
as they
not at
say.
all.
There's no arc on that throw. Lydia Olenzak with a cannon for a right arm.
29, Hallie Nissen.
Hallie Nissen, the Tiger first baseman, will dig in and try to do some damage here with 1 out in the 4th. Kenny spins that one inside. So I don't know, we got a left-handed pitcher and a right-handed pitcher, and that happens in baseball. Sometimes the landing spots, there can be some kind of weird landing spots where you can kind of trip on that. It looked like maybe Kenny actually kind of stubbed her toe as she delivered that pitch. That pitch misses the same spot, low and in to Nissen.
Ooh,
Pitch.
I think that one ticked her.
Nicked her in her rippled tricep area. Hallie Nissen can curl a small child with those muscular arms. Took one right off the tricep. Just nicked her. And it looks like they're going to do some sort of pinch running. Number 6 is running for the Tigers. I can't tell who that is as they run the opposite way. Maddie Shannon does a lot of pinch run, and I'm trying to see if she's still on the bench. Then I'd know, hey, that's probably. Let's see if I'm right.
Yeah, I can't tell.
In the pinch run, number 6, Hallie Walter.
Holly Walter.
Okay. I thought I saw Hallie over there, so I didn't think I thought it looked like her. Oh, I got Bella Sad and Hallie Walter mixed up. That's Bella Sad sitting here.
24, Katie
So yes, it is
Scheidler.
Hallie Walter pinch running as Gescheidler steps in.
Ball floats in there for a strike. Took a little bit off that pitch. Found the strike zone. Katie Gescheidler, a very adept hitter. Younger sister of Tiger standout multi-sport athlete Jared Gescheidler. Hits that one high in the air down the right field line. That's going to be, I think, caught by the right fielder. I believe I heard a catch out there, and Walter will scamper back to first. Now Lauren Nissen. The bottom half of that Gishwich. There we go. We start our own sandwich shop, the Gishwich.
Sounds a little like Witch Witch. Maybe we could get a Guess Witch Witch Witch.
Might get a cease and desist order on that one is what we might get. So Lauren Nissen throws left-handed, bats right-handed. You see another Tiger pitcher, Eli Eldred, does that. He bats right-handed but throws the ball left-handed. Trying to think of some other famous Gilbert Tigers do that. Drew Mullenbach.
That's true, yep. I
He was
remember
the
that.
throw left,
Good
bat
point.
right. That first pitch missed high for a ball. Down the middle, Nissen will take a swat at it. Hits it high in the air. Right fielder will run in and doesn't catch it. I didn't see what happened, but it must have got muffed
Yeah, I
and
kind of
dropped.
caught it a little bit. I think she overran it just by a little bit and tried to reach back and just didn't get a good handle on it. It was in a weird spot. It was in that kind of no man's land behind second base and right field. And
Yeah, the right fielder was the one that ended up making the play on it, but it's going to squirt out of her glove and end up on the ground. The Tigers catch a break here and see if they can take advantage of it, Troy. They got 2 on and 2 out. Delaney Eichert, the 8th grader, hitting, what do we want to say? What do you call some? That's all they do. It's kind of her
designated play.
designator. That's kind of her assignment. That's her deal. She's called on to hit tonight. Ball bounces in the dirt. Eichert looks down at Stacy Sneezik. Stacy not firing any signs. Tigers are definitely not in a bunt situation, not a hit and run situation. They want Eichert to drive in a run here. She'll finally take a strike.
Right.
I don't know if she was taking 2-0, Troy. It didn't look like she wanted anything to do with that pitch. That was a pretty good hittable pitch. Belt high on the outside half of the plate. Tigers wearing white belts with their black pants. It's a good snazzy look. White shirts. Down and in now. Eichert's got herself a favorable count here, 3-1. She can kind of like one pitch, one spot, as they say.
Yeah, Eichert as an 8th grader hitting 364. Played a lot more in the second half of the year here. She
Pitch
walked.
misses inside. Good at bat by Delaney Eichert there in a situation where try to extend this inning a little bit. So Eichert draws the 2-out walk.
They're bringing up Mostek with one of the Tiger hits on the night. She roped one kind of over between second base.
Jayette's coach was going to trot out to the mound, have a little conference with her pitcher, and probably just saying, hey, look, we just need to get a ground ball here and get out. Jayette should be out of the inning. They had a pop fly hit to right field that was by Nissen that was dropped.
We have some
It was kind of hitting that triangle, but,
Yep.
but a tough play, but unable to be made.
We have some pertinent information that's come in here, which is Emma Mostek's favorite player is actually Yadi Molina.
It is. I didn't want to. I knew that, but I'm a Cubs fan. I don't like talking. And Mostek, that was kind of how this started. She would always come to school
Right.
wearing the Cardinal shirt, so we
Yeah.
kind of had this where I'd say, "Hey, if you want, you can drop that shirt off sometime. I'll bleach it, get all that out of there." No, I'm not doing it. She took it really well. It was kind of a fun back and forth. Her family, big St. Louis Cardinals family, of course, my family, the Cubs family, but great kid. Her and her younger sister Leah know them both really well. Mostek takes the first pitch for a called strike.
When we teach in the middle school and then kids go off to the high school, sometimes lose track a little bit. It shocks me that Emma's a junior. I would not have guessed that.
Seems like she's been the starting catcher for about 7 years. That ball's hit hard on the ground right to the second baseman. She'll throw it over to second where Olenzak is standing. That retires the side. So the Jayettes kind of pitch around and get around the traffic on the base paths. Tigers had them loaded up with 2 out but couldn't get the 2-out hit.
Tigers go no runs on no hits.
No runs.
Error, 3 runners left on base.
3 runners on base. An error by the right fielder. And No score here. Not
Yeah.
much to report from Gilbert, Iowa. It's a beautiful night.
It
I'm
is.
not
It's-
perspiring at all. It's very comfortable. The other night when Andy and I were working, it was a steamy, hot night
Well,
up in the press box.
That's why I gave them the game tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I
It's supposed to be hot again tomorrow.
And that's a good time to bring that up. The boys will be playing here tomorrow night, same time. Slightly different place, just a couple hundred feet to the west of us here. And
Tigers.
they'll take on Iowa Falls Alden in their opening, their district, right? Is that, or they go?
District,
They don't
yep.
go to sub. They don't just jump to
Nope.
sub-state like 4A, right?
Nope, it's district
We
and
still call it
sub-state.
district.
One
Okay.
sub-state game. There's 2 district games and 1 sub-state game. In 2A, there's 3 district games and 1 sub-state game. A few more teams in 2A, so they have to do that. The Rolling Story Norsemen are in action, I know, tonight. They're playing, I think, the South Hamilton Hawks up the road here in Story City.
Oh, there you go. They had another solid year, as Coach Hill always has them.
He squeezes every drop
Yep.
out of that team every year. Yeah, he's a funny guy and just does a really good job. 3 straight state tournament trips the Norse had. The Tigers went 2 out of 3 years. So well represented here in Central Iowa. Between them and North Polk, Central Iowa very well represented in the state tournament.
Yeah, Heart of Iowa
Boone
Conference.
Toreadors
Sadel.
have been there a few times. Yeah.
Leading off from the Jets. Top
Tigers are going to be leaving the
South
Heart of
Ham-
Iowa Conference this
South
year.
Hamilton made it. It's been a while, I guess. Now it was when I kind of first was around here.
I didn't know
About
that.
10 years ago. Yeah.
They've had some good basketball teams, that's for sure. Ball tapped in the ground. Mostick will chase it down near the on-deck hitter for the Perry Jayettes.
This is Shriver.
Jasmine Shriver, the number 9 hitter in the Jayette lineup.
Lauren was able to pick up the strikeout against her first time up. See if she can do it again.
This is low and away with that pitch.
You got more and more people tuning in here. Glad you
We're-
guys are putting up with us and supporting the softball team here. Again,
Or be
we'll
checked.
see in the future if we can give you guys video. We will.
It might be trending on Twitter. Who knows? Ball hit hard on the ground to Bella Nelson, was standing about 7 feet down the line. She scoops it to her left and fires over to Nissen to get the out. So Nelson the spray chart must have indicated to play in. She was about halfway down the line.
Yeah.
Not 7 feet, but probably 30 feet down the line. That's why they wear the masks in the infield. The Tigers have masks on all their infield positions except for the pitcher. I thought you had to wear one. I didn't. I guess I assumed that you had to wear one.
I'm not exactly sure what that rule is. Oh, they got a groundhog running in front of
Squinty running through here. Especially with your reaction time, Troy, I would recommend probably wearing one in baseball
That's
too.
true. That's true.
Sluggish old men
I
we are.
actually plan on wearing one full time. Just never know when something might come.
Bird might fly in. That ball is smoked by Olenczak down the left field line. Out of play.
You know, Olenczak is 2 for 2 on the night, and
foul ball.
stats-wise, their most dangerous, one of their more dangerous hitters, I should say. Sorry.
I'm
Extra
assuming
base and home run power-wise, it looks like she's got a home run on the year, several extra base hits. So
it would sure make sense that she was related to former, or I don't know if he's former, maybe he's a current. That ball was fouled back on the screen. I would have caught that one if there hadn't been a fence there. Jason Olenczak, who played football at Iowa, and his dad, Lon Olenczak, was a tight end there back in the early Hayden Fry era, or maybe even slightly before Hayden Fry. They're from the Decorah area, the Olenczaks. Or his Dennis Olenczak was not. So I said Jason's dad. I meant his brother, Lon. Their dad, Dennis, is a Hall of Fame baseball coach from Decorah.
oh, very good.
One of the
Yep.
probably top 10 winningest
Yeah, I know
baseball
that name.
coaches.
Yep.
Was there forever.
Yep.
From what I've heard, one of the classiest guys in the game. I don't think he's a coach anymore. I think he's retired. He's been around a long time. Counts even now, 2-2. Nissen in a battle with Olenczak. 1 out here, nobody on base. Ball hit on the ground up the middle. That's going to be a single for Olenczak. I guess she's done that a few times this year. She just handles herself very well at the plate and in the field.
Yeah, 3 for 3 on the night.
3 singles. She will be at first base now with 1 out.
Olenczak reaches with the single.
That'll bring up Jana Kenny, the pitcher.
The pitcher, Jana Kenny.
Kenny went to second base last time up and was thrown out by Puck.
Runner's going. Mostick will fire down to third. Not nearly in time to catch the speedy Olenzak.
Second stolen base on the night for her as well.
Had the throw been online, I'm not sure they would have had Olenzak there. It was a little bit high towards the right field side. Pitch misses just outside.
Yeah, top of the fifth here has been playing for about an hour.
Ball misses low and away. 3-0 now to Jana Kenny. Lauren Nissen goes to the rosin bag to dry her fingers. She'll twirl the ball in her bare hand and gets the sign, and now we'll twirl. That pitch is going to go right down the middle, splits the heart of the strike zone. Sun's just about ready to set over the shed that's back to our right. Then it'll go through the open door of the shed and probably get us again, Troy.
That's a good point. Somebody close the door, please.
3-1 pitch from Nissen. Way up high. That's going to be ball 4 to Jana Kenny. She's at first now. She's going to, looks like staying there and run for herself. Mostick will call timeout and go out and trot to her pitcher. Umpire will brush the plate off. You know, I've umpired a little baseball over the years. Was supposed to work the game Tuesday night, the Hampton-Dumont-Gilbert game. I had that game contract, but it was canceled due to some health issues. And it would have rained out, if you remember, at 6 o'clock on Tuesday night. And you couldn't see across your backyard. It was raining so hard.
In town, it sounded like there was an artillery shelling going on. That was the worst. I'm not trying to be over dramatic. I've never heard lightning like that before. That was thunder, I should say.
Yeah.
I heard the lightning.
It was kind of a crisp. Ball hit on the ground to third. Nelson decides to fire over to first after she pump fakes to second. There was nobody at third to try to get Olenzak. Lynch couldn't get over there in time, so she kind of the ball was hit so sharply that she was still able to get the out at first. So Tigers fortunate to get to the second out.
Yeah.
And
yeah, good play, because there was a chance at a tag or a step on the third base there, but
what you don't want
quite
is
do it.
Bases loaded and 1 out. You'd
That'd
rather
be
take 2 outs and runners at second and third now, where the Tigers can get out of the inning with no damage. Change up by Nissen floats in there for a strike. Nissen's change-ups has been very effective pitch for her tonight. That one for a called strike. She's thrown it with 2 strikes quite a bit. She tried to keep the Jayette hitters off balance. No score, top of the 5th. That one paints the outside corner. Nissen goes back to the fastball and gets the called strike.
Big at bat in this game, starting to get to the latter stages.
Kind of feel like the game could swing either way on this one. Ball's going to be nubbed on the ground down to first. It's going to go foul, where Nissen will chase it down. That's one where if you get it before it goes foul, you can almost certainly get an out of that, but it was hit so weakly that it went foul before Nissen could get there. So the count's 0-2. 2 outs. We'll see what Nissen does here. If she goes out of the zone, looks like Mostek sets up high and outside, trying to get Kilmer to chase. Kilmer lays off. Ball's peppered on the ground. Just foul. Whew, that was close.
That was close.
That would have got by Nissen. That would have scored 2 runs for sure. Everybody running with 2 outs here. Anything hit to the outfield will almost certainly score a run. Or at least they'll try to score a run from second. Score the runner from second. Olenzak's at third. Kenny is at second. 1-2 pitch now. Nissen just misses. A little high and away. I think that was where she wanted that pitch and just didn't catch the strike zone. Mostek could set up on that side. And this game goes deeper and deeper. Every pitch becomes more important. Like, took something off of it, missed outside. You could tell Kilmer thought about pulling the trigger on that one. She was kind of out on her toes and managed to pull it back. So now the count goes full. Runners will not be off. There's nobody at first base now, so runners will hold. Full count payoff pitch now. Misses low. That will fill the sacks for Molly Lutmer. Time is called for the plate to be brushed off, so Nissen kind of pitched around Kilmer. Didn't really give her anything too choice to hit. She's going to take her chances with Lutmer with 2 outs.
Kilmer reaches with the base on
Lutmer.
balls, brings to the plate the second baseman. Molly.
Lutmer hit the ball last time as a fielder's choice to get out of the inning back in the 3rd.
Tigers would take another fielder's choice here, Troy. They have 2 outs. They just need to get an out somewhere. Bases are loaded. Nissen really moving the ball around a lot. She's went on a lot of deep counts in this game.
Yep.
I guess that might be by design. She's been pretty effective. Hasn't given up any runs here, but a lot of traffic on the base paths for the Jayettes.
Bella
2 out.
Nelson playing pretty close.
Ball's hit up the middle. Doggone it, that gets in there. Here comes the throw home. There's going to be a play at the plate. Kenny is safe. Both runners will move up second, third. So kind of a fist single. It wasn't really hit that hard, but just looped in the middle. Nessa Johnson comes up throwing, and there was a close play at the plate, but runner clearly, Kenny, scores from second to give the Jayettes a 2-0 lead. So Tigers will have some work to do here in their last 2 at-bats. Sure would like to limit this right here, Troy, and keep it at 2-0.
Yeah, no kidding.
Brings 2 runs.
Yeah, that was a well-struck ball out. Went out to Anessa out in center over the shortstop Lynch's head.
First baseman.
Pretty much a line drive, but first runs of the night, like you mentioned for Perry. That'll bring up Cassidy Heck.
Pitch just misses outside. If Sydney Lynch was 6'9", I don't know if she would have had that one. It had just been out of her reach, but wasn't really scorched, but just kind of looped over the shortstop's head to her left. Heck will try to extend the lead. She hits that one back up the middle, too. They're going to get another run. Johnson overruns the ball. It's going to get by her and go all the way to the fence. So 2 runs are going to come around and score. Johnson will fire it back in, but not before Cassidy Heck gets to second base on the air. So single and an error by Johnson lets 2 more runs score. So Johnson had visions of another throw to the plate and just overran the ball. And it goes by her and gets – I don't think we have a warning track here. If there was, that's about where it would have ended, about 8 feet short of the fence. Tigers will huddle up on the mound here and try to stop the bleeding. It's 4-0 now. Jayettes with a 4-0 lead in a night where the Tigers have just been kind of stymied. 4 runs seems like a pretty tall order.
Runs across. Base hit.
Kind of think this team's not going to quit.
The catcher.
They've certainly scored 12 runs last time they played the Blue Jays,
Yep.
so they're capable of
Definitely.
doing that.
Just need to string some things together. Sometimes hits get to be contagious and things just start clicking. So
Nissen rears back and throws a BB in there for a strike. 2 outs here in the 5th. The Jayettes have plated 4 runs.
Tunick is walked and lined out to Bella, her last at bat.
Fouls that one down into the dirt off of the shin guard of Emma Mostick.
See if she comes out and tries to take care of business right here.
So Nissen ahead in the count 0-2 now. Mostick sets up way off the plate. The pitch misses high. It was outside, but it was also about 6 feet in the air. Mostick goes up the ladder to catch it. Counts 1-2. Uh-oh. Some sort of battery issue Troy's going to tend to. I call the action 1-2 now. Way up high again, evens the count 2-2. I'd give you grief about that, Coach, but I've done that more than once. Forget to plug the laptop in. We lost the broadcast one night because I wasn't watching the screen. 2-2 now. Nissen fouled off, just barely tipped off the glove of Mostick. Barely got a piece of that was Peyton Tunick. Stay alive.
We're back.
See if she can, with that new life on the 2-2 pitch, with another 2-2 pitch. Nissen throws really reared back like she was going to chuck it and throws a changeup, and Tunick was way out in front of it, swings over the top for the strikeout and retires the side, but not before the Jays outscore 4 runs on 3 hits. Tigers with 1 error. They've got 2 at-bats to get 4. You don't got to get them all this inning, but you got to get some 3
at-bats.
3 at-bats. Oh, yeah, the 5th, 6th, and 7th. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
Tigers haven't batted in the 5th. The Jets have because they're the visiting team.
They're visiting team.
I'll break it down for you people at home that
I
can't,
was
don't
trying
keep track
to give
of
you the
such
signal.
3. I think my
maybe you thought I was going as long or
my spiffy new
like
Gilbert
that.
Tiger ball cap might be a little
I was going to
tight.
say, where'd you get that one?
Oh, you kind of got to know the coach. And
Nice.
did a little work for him earlier this year, and he dug one out of the box and sold it to me at a nominal fee. It's a pretty sharp-looking cap. I like it.
That's one of my favorites that they've had. I would take one of those.
$30. I'll sell it to you right now.
Sweet.
I've only worn it twice, so it's not completely roached out.
That's all right. I might see if there's something up there that I can barter for or something. I'll offer like I can't offer anything from the concession stand. Bottle of water. That's about all I can offer tonight, anyway. So approaching the bottom of the 5th here. Puck in the top for the Tigers.
Puck, the number 9 hitter, the 8th grader, will come in. Number 28 on her jersey. Sighted a red light today with her mom. She was across from me. I don't think she probably recognized me because I had the mask.
I didn't.
Had the mask on. Most people don't know who you are when you got the mask on.
Early on, it didn't translate. I thought you said went through a red light.
No, she was sitting right down at like maybe 6th and Duff, down in that area. I think that's where we're at. I waved at her, and she just kind of looked bewildered.
Yeah.
Probably didn't know it was me. Athena Puck.
Leading off for Gilbert. Offense, number 28, Taylor Puck.
Got to know the Pucks. Cody and Isaac played on the same baseball team one year and then did wrestling together. And then Athena coached with Lisa Dukes, Josie's mom. That was the other coach I was drawing a blank on. Josie and Taylor played a lot of softball together. First pitch is a ball. That one's going to be called a strike. Evens the count at 1-1.
Taylor went to hit to second base. Flew out to second base. Her first and only time up. That's playable.
Went into the tree, and I couldn't see it come out. It landed about 6 inches away from my left foot. I'm okay, everyone. Just startled.
I had a feeling that was going to be trouble. I'm like, that trajectory doesn't look too good.
I lost track of it in the tree. Some leaves fell, and then the ball fell right by my left foot, and that ball is going to hit straight up in the air. It looks like the pitcher or shortstop's going to have this one. The pitcher, Kenny, will go back. Olenzak had come in, but she gave way to the pitcher. Kind of the unwritten rules of baseball and softball is you don't want the pitcher to catch that. But maybe in softball it's not as big a deal because you don't have the mound to go over. It's nice and flat out there. That'll bring the top of the order, Nessa Johnson, the junior center fielder, multi-sport athlete.
Nessa's hit a couple of sharp balls, but both at people, at the third baseman and the left fielder. That one slapped to the hole and is going to be a base hit.
They hit that to Olenzak's left. Now the throw gets by the first baseman. Olenzak probably should have just put that in her pocket and not thrown over there because they would not have had Johnson.
Nessa, I'm sure, was there by 2 or 3 steps.
Olenzak, we've kind of been complimentary on her defense, but that's a ball she probably should have just not thrown over there. And the ball gets by the first baseman. It was thrown in the dirt. Johnson will scamper down to second. So trying to get some runs, getting your speedy leadoff hitter with 1 out at second.
Number 10.
And the one thing with you try and say this as a coach sometime, you don't need to get them all back at once, but nobody out, a runner on second, you got to try and get at least a run across here for the Tigers.
Couldn't agree more. Getting that first run is good when you haven't scored, and getting that first run across. Ball's hit on the ground to the shortstop. Olenzak will fire over to first and get lynched. Johnson's going to go to third. There'll be a play over there, but Johnson's in under the tag. The third baseman and her kind of got tied up. The ground out will advance Nessa Johnson to third, which should be with 2 outs.
Yeah, I apologize. I misspoke. I said no outs earlier, and I meant to say 1.
Puck popped out to the pitcher for the first out. That's the second out. Now Bella Nelson, the Tigers, I think probably, arguably, but if not their best hitter, certainly one of their 2 or 3 offensive leaders. Bella Nelson, the tall, lanky, left-handed hitter, takes first pitch for a strike. That one was up about chin high, and she fouls it back into the swamp, where Rob Hart thought about letting go of his dog and giving chase. Rob is the director of Gilbert Youth Baseball. Have you met Rob? Do you know Rob?
I don't know Rob real well.
His wife, Kristen, was Melissa Jones' assistant here from softball.
Yep.
Nelson tips that one into the glove, so they've really done a good job of keeping Nelson kind of off balance and retire her with Nessa Johnson at third. Tigers do not score. Johnson reached on an error, got to third, but there she was stranded.
One runner left on base. Your score after 5. Perry 4, Gilbert 0.
Yeah, so Perry in command right now at 4-0.
Perry was at the bottom of the Raccoon River Conference, which is the conference Tigers are going to next year. They finished dead last, no conference wins for them. Tigers drew them in the first round after beating them 12-7 earlier this year. The Jayettes have really played well tonight, played good defense, got good pitching and timely hitting. It's kind of the name of the game, isn't it? Pitching, defense, and timely hitting will get you a win more often than not, Coach.
That's right.
I don't know everything about baseball, but I know softball. I say baseball, and I'm a baseball guy, but softball, same principle.
Yep.
You pitch well and play good defense and get a timely hit. That's, as a Chicago Cub fan, if you look at their success in the last and lack of success, they kind of hinged on that timely hitting thing.
Yeah.
Where they couldn't punch in that run with 2 outs like the Jayettes did. Even though an error helped them, they still put the ball in play and got that timely hit. They scored 4 runs in the 5th. They bat here in the 6th, leading the Tigers 4-0. Sectional opening round game. Gilbert Tigers and the Perry Jayettes. My friend Troy Stout, my buddy, my coworker.
Yeah.
Kind of Gilbert South Side. Sometimes we see each other out running and walking.
That's right.
Neighbors, kind of. Lovers of baseball.
Leading off on the top of the
Yeah,
6th.
definitely.
For Perry, number 3, Taylor Atwood.
Worked together at the middle school.
Just behind
Years
us here.
ago, it seems like. Seemed like that was about 6 years ago that we worked together at the middle school. Nissen leads off with a low pitch. Going to be called the ball to lead things off here. Who's this, Troy?
This is Peyton Tunic.
I think she made the last shot. I think this is Atwell, number 3. I think it's
You are right. You're right. Sorry.
Pitch misses low again, same spot. Mostick catching that with her mitt right on the glove, right on the dirt. Her glove right on the dirt.
Atwell hasn't been on base yet tonight as a sacrifice and grounded out to the third baseman.
Nissen down 2-0 to her. Pitch misses low again. They're all pretty close, right at the bottom of the right below the knee, but all 3 pitches missed low. So softball must not have the rule where you got to stay in the box, I assume.
Must not.
So 4 straight balls to Atwell, and she'll trot down to first base. I say trot. I was going to go with scamper, but I think trot was probably more accurately described her
Atwell reaches with the base on balls.
effort in running down to first.
Next to bat.
This is Shriver who struck out and
Jasmine
also
Shriver.
grounded out to third tonight.
Jasmine Shriver, the number 9 hitter, plays right field for the Jayettes. Nissen will throw a pitch to her. It's going to be bunted right in front of the plate. Mostick's got to get on it, throw it to first, and not in time. Then they throw back behind the runner. The bunt was about 5 feet in front of home plate, but by the time Mostick got her body turned, she could not throw out the speedy Jasmine Shriver. She got down the line in good shape. So
Yeah, that was
sacrifice bunt turns into a single.
It just kind of sat there and just spun in no man's land. So
It just died. It didn't move at all. If it rolls it a couple more feet, Nissen might have a better chance of that, but Mostick throws it to first, not in time. So now the Jayettes, after 4 runs in the 5th, have first 2 batters on base here to start the 6th.
and unfortunately for the Tigers, it's Olenzak who's 3 for 3 on the night.
She hits that one to Puck, who catches it. She's got to throw over to first. Puck was kind of stuck on her stomach, throws back in behind the runner. They could have had a double play. I don't know if Taylor couldn't get back on her haunches there, but she caught the ball. It was kind of a squirter. I don't even know what you'd call that, kind of a wounded duck. It didn't get high enough for an infield fly, but it was caught by Puck. It didn't matter if it was infield fly or not. She tried to double the runner at first. They would have had her, but she couldn't get up to her knees to get the throw off. She was kind of laying in the prone position. Prostrate to the ground.
Great timing to get the Olenzak out for the first time.
Yeah,
tonight.
tough out tonight, and they got her out. Could have had a double play out of it if Puck could have got up. That ball's going to be hit back over the fence, into the tree, off the bleachers right in front of us. You probably heard that on your Google machine. Guessing Chris Kern's probably listening on his Commodore 64.
Great reference there.
Used to play Hangman on that quite a bit.
Yeah.
Jeopardy, I also had a Jeopardy disc, floppy disk that I put in there. Nissen whirls that one in, misses low. Evens the count at 1-1.
Had some sort of Winter Olympics game in a baseball game. Oh,
Biathlon, the shooting skiing combination? No.
actually, the best game I had for that was a game called Larry Bird versus Dr. J 1-on-1. One of EA Sports' first games.
Yep. Pitch misses low. Jana Kenny, the pitcher, is batting now. She checked her swing, did not offer at the pitch. I think they're going to appeal, and they say no. Just something you don't see a lot. I think it's great. You got 2 female umpires tonight working that game. They've done a very nice job. You can tell these guys are very good officials. They've very good command of the game. That pitch misses up high. One time when I was doing softball for about 3 summers, I just did the lower level game. First, I worked with a lady from Boone over and did a Boone freshman game. And, man, I learned more in that game. She was a really, really, really good official. 3-1 pitch now, 1 out. Jayette's half of the 6th. They've got runners at first and second. That pitch goes right down the middle for a strike. So Nissen runs the count full.
Can't hear big pitch in the game if the Tigers want to prevent some floodgates from opening here a little bit.
Payoff pitch now. Swung over the top and missed by Kenny, so big strikeout by Nissen. Kind of needed that one. That's going to bring up Kennedy Tunick.
Kenny strikes out for the second out of the inning.
Tunick, the center fielder.
Again, missed her first at bat, but in the book, but since then has had a strikeout and grounded out to Bella at third.
Pitch is going to get squibbed in the air down third baseline. It's going to go foul. Real weak pop fly, but it landed exactly halfway between Bella Nelson and Emma Mostick. Squirted foul. It's a good thing that didn't hit the ground and squirt fair because Tunick would have had a hit. Seen a few of those tonight, just kind of really weakly hit balls that kind of landed in between everybody. Swung over the top and missed on that offering. Counts 0-2 now. Kind of need to slam the door here and go get the bats going in the Tigers' last 2 at-bats in the 6th and 7th. 2 on, 2 out, 4-0 Blue Jays, or Jayettes, if you will. I think the official nickname of Perry's athletics teams are the Blue Jays. The female teams are the Jayettes. I know it's the Perry Blue Jays.
Yes, for sure. And nice job with that changeup again.
Yep. Took a lot off that one. Got Kennedy Tunick to swing over the top of it. No damage done in the Jayette half of the 6th. The Tigers got some work to do. They trail 4-0 in sectional opening round play here. The winner will advance. The loser will conclude the season.
Coming up for the Tigers is Nissen, Gescheidler, and Nissen. Hallie and the former, and Lauren the latter.
They got some couple of Tunicks. We got a couple of Nissens. I'm sure the Tunick girls, very nice kids and everything, but I'd take the Nissens. I'm just going to say it. I prefer the Nissens to the Tunicks.
No bias.
I like the Nissens.
Zero
there.
bias.
Somewhat biased. Very nice family. Lives out in the Buck Hill. I've had him as bus driver, Lauren's bus driver, and her driver's ed teacher. Had several of those kind of kids where I was bus driver. Brendan O'Brien right now. Got Brendan O'Brien.
Sure.
Also, Michaela Britcher had her earlier this summer. She was on my bus, as was her driving partner, Abby Deese. Had Deese, Britcher, and Carly Dolan, all 3 together. That was as much fun as you'd think it was. It was a blast. 3 awesome kids.
That's good stuff.
I spend the whole school year with middle school kids. Then I spend my summer with them, too.
There you
Might
go.
as well teach them how to drive a car. Somebody's got to teach them how to drive cars.
Yes. We appreciate you doing that.
Offense is led off in the bottom of the 6th, number 20.
So Hallie Nissen will lead things off. Kenny has gone the distance. Jayna Kenny done a very nice job keeping the Tigers hitters off balance. They really not really threatened much tonight. They had one opportunity last inning. I think they maybe had one earlier this game too, where they had a little traffic on the base paths. But Kenny has really done a good job. Pitch called a strike, evens the count 1-1.
See if Hallie can help her cause. She was hit by a pitch last time and got a base hit of her own in the second inning.
Ball's smoked into the hitting tunnel over to our right. So I just noticed that Kenny wears the mask, the pitcher for the Jayettes. Shortstop Olenzak does not wear a mask. The second baseman does not wear a mask, but the first baseman does. First and third both have them on, as does the pitcher. That makes sense to me, the corners and the pitcher. That ball is going to be hit into center field. We'll see if it gets down. It's not going to. Kind of squirted out of the glove of Kennedy Tunick, the center fielder, but squeezed in time. Actually, that's Catherine West in center field. Kennedy Tunick in left field.
Bring up Katie Gescheidler here for the Tigers.
Number 24, Katie Gescheidler.
Katie cannot hit a 4-run home run. We need some base runners. Got to get some traffic on the base paths. I think I went to the traffic on the base paths too much tonight.
Oh.
I'm going to critique my own game. I'm going to go with something else.
We could use some traffic congestion this inning. That'd be great.
It's that driver's ed teacher in me. Traffic on my mind. Gish hits that one on the ground. Weak hit to Olenzak. She's going to come up and fire a laser beam over to first. Actually threw that.
Almost took the first baseman's glove off there.
Cassidy Heck kind of flinched a little bit. The ball's coming over there so fast. Some of those guys, like guys that, major league shortstop, second baseman, mostly shortstops that have like Javier Baez with a really cannon front arm. You imagine trying to catch that ball over there. It's coming at you 100 miles an hour. Olenzak throws fastballs to first, no changeups. First pitch to Lauren Nissen, misses low.
See if Lauren can spark a rally here, 2-out rally.
Delaney Eichert waits on deck if Nissen can extend this inning. There's 2 outs now. Pitch misses low. Really good strike zone tonight by home plate umpire. She's done a very nice job calling balls and strikes. A long-time umpire. I kind of appreciate when the umpires bring it strong. That ball's going to be hit weakly on the ground to Olenzak, but we know how this is probably going to end. She fires another laser beam over to first and gets Nissen. So it's interesting, the one time that Olenzak made a bad throw is when she shouldn't have made a throw at all. Right. Every other throw she's made over there has been very, very tidy, and Tigers go in order in their half of the 6th. Now 1 inning, 1 at-bat left for the Tigers.
That's all it takes.
Yep. Like I said, they have scored 12 runs against this team earlier this year. It's possible that they could get another one. You can see the scoreboard there on a screen through the chain link fence. That chain link fence is the one behind home plate. It's not in front of the scoreboard. It might look like that, but it's – most people probably figure that out. But Chris Kearns, got to break things down in small chunks for Chris. He's listening in. Got to use small words, mostly 1- and 2-syllable words. Just an absolutely gorgeous night tonight. Yeah. Old Glory out there in center field is hanging fairly limp. It's moving around a little bit. Slight breeze blowing, but it's just a beautiful night. Really very little humidity. It's supposed to warm up this weekend, and Tigers host the Iowa Falls Alden Cadets tomorrow night. A team who had kind of, I think, had a sabbatical in the middle of their season due to the virus. So they made it back in time for postseason play. If they win, there's who else is in there? Algona, Humboldt, Webster City.
Yep. Boone.
Clarion Goldfield, Boone.
It's got to be close to it.
Somewhere in there. One of those teams. They'll be kind of there. And then one bracket together.
I think
Hampton Dumont.
Is in there, yeah.
So they'll play one of those teams. Okay, if you don't know, just look it up on the internet. You can look it up. Just Google who does Gilbert play if they win. Nissen will try to come out and keep it right here at 4-0. Her first pitch is right down the middle. We've seen that a lot tonight. Yep. First pitch strikes, but she's winning a lot of deep counts tonight, has Lauren. Hasn't pitched bad, just been out-pitched a little bit by her. The ball's going to be tapped on the ground to Sydney Lynch. She'll fire it over to first to Nissen. Nissen squeezes it for the first out.
Nice play there by Sydney.
Shortstop, 6-3 put out for the first out. Next to bat, number 12, Molly Lutmer.
We'll bring up Lutmer for Perry. She's at least got 1 hit on the night.
That ball slips out of Nissen's hand and bounces about halfway between the mound and the circle. Not the mound, the pitching rubber and home plate. Mostick fielded it cleanly on the one hop. So you can't bounce it over. You can't hit the ground and then bounce it into the strike zone. That doesn't count. Now, if it bounces, you can hit it. I've seen that happen before.
I've seen that happen before.
Not a lot, but I have seen it happen before. Pitch misses just outside. Mostek had set up out there, and Nissen barely misses the zone. Sometimes that pitch looks good because the catcher sets up outside, and it's not really in the strike zone. As an umpire, I hardly ever call that a strike if the catcher lines up way off the plate, even if it hits their glove. Should I? Now, you're a coach. Maybe I should. I don't, because I'm like, well, that wasn't in the strike zone. That pitch was. Now it's 2-1.
Yeah, I think you got to play the strike zone game myself.
It's a big advantage to the pitcher if the catcher can set up 6 inches off the plate and get that a strike. Ball's fouled back over our heads. Actually, it hit the tree and drops down in the bleachers. I was waiting for it to come out the other side of the tree.
I was like, where'd it go?
Grace Ellingson done a snazzy job chasing down foul balls tonight. Really good effort out of her. She will sanitize the ball with some sort of elixir over there.
I believe it's Mountain Dew that they're pouring on the ball.
Ball squibbed out in front of the plate. They're going to say it was a foul ball. The home plate umpire is killing it. So they're saying that it was a foul. The Tigers would have had it out there, so a break for Perry. I don't think the Tigers realize it, but Lutmer's going to pick up her stick and swing it again. That was a foul ball. Home plate umpire is going to. Stacy Sneezek asked for an explanation. She got one, and content with that. We'll play on here. 2-2 count, though. A strike on the foul ball. I couldn't tell if it hit her. It's kind of hard to look through the catcher and the umpire. I didn't see it, but it seemed like a reasonable call. That's fouled back into the swamp, where Shrek picks it up. It does look a lot like the swamp that Shrek lives in.
Quite a bit.
Grace Ellingson again on her adventures tonight will head into the swamp. I don't think Grace is afraid of like bugs and stuff because she's going right in there after it. High fastball swung over the top. Good pitch by Nissen. Gets Molly Lutmer on the swinging third strike. Cassidy Heck will come in now, the first baseman. Had the unenviable task of catching Lydia Olenzak laser beams over to first tonight. She's done a pretty good job.
She had one of the big hits back in the fourth inning for Perry.
Pitch up around Heck's eyebrows. Nissen has gone the distance for the. I think I got a bug down the back of my shirt. We're sitting kind of.
That's the downside of being by the tree here too, I think.
That pitch missed as I was trying to kill the bug calling down my spine. Ball 2. 2-0 now with 2 outs. Tigers trail 4-0. Pitch called a strike. See Taylor Sneezek with a bat in her hand, going in to get her helmet. We'll probably see her maybe pinch hit next inning. I'm prognosticating. Ball is smoked into left field. Well, Katie Gescheider is going to get a chance to handle the ball. I think that's the first ball hit to left field. The clean single to left over Bella Nelson and Sydney Lynch's head. Gescheider gets it back in quickly.
A really well hit
Two-out
ball
single.
there by Heck.
One of the better, harder hit balls of the night. Now, Peyton Tunick. I'm going to assume the Tunick girls are sisters. They're not the same grade. Sisters or cousins. I'm going to guess they're related with a name as unique as Tunick, living in the same town. Pretty likely they're related.
Tunick has a walk on the night. I think that's
Perry catcher is Peyton Tunick. The runner at first now, 2 outs. First pitch from Nissen is high for a ball.
walking a line out to third.
Bella Nelson's had a busy night at third. She's had a lot of balls hit her way. A lot of ground balls in this game. Pitch misses way up high. Mostek has to leap out of her haunches. Mostek, very good catcher, but probably not known for her size. She's, I would say, a mid to small size frame catcher. Very adept at handling pitches and blocking pitches.
Yep.
That one's up high again. Mostek has to reach as far as she can to catch it. 3-0 now, 3 straight pitches out of the zone. Peyton Tunick.
Nice pitch there to come back.
Tunic taken all the way there. One goes right down the middle, and she takes it 3-1. Early in the game, she might get green lighted there, but in this situation, missed just low and in. Really close pitch. Call the ball for ball 4 now. So 2 on, still 2 out in the inning. Jets are going to run for courtesy run for the catcher at first.
Yep, and Atwell comes to the plate as a sacrifice and a walk tonight, along with a ground out. Tigers are going to take some time to talk things over here and try and get this last out of the 7th.
Now to bat, number 3, Taylor Atwell.
Otwell with a bright blonde ponytail hanging out of the back of her helmet with a blue ribbon in it. Pitch again, way up high. Nissen's missed high consistently in the last 2 batters. Blue Jays helmets are very snazzy. They're blue with kind of white, I don't even know how to describe it, kind of white stripe above the ear towards the back of the helmet, and then another one on the bill straight back. Good looking lids. Pitch is foul. Whoa, I thought we were going to get some action there. Stout, it caught the top of the fence. I was ready this time. I was going to save your life if that pitch came at you.
Don't save me, save the broadcast.
I'm trying to think in the years, we've done this for what, 8, 9, 10 years. I don't think we've ever had a ball hit the equipment. We're usually not sitting this far back. Usually we're either sitting on the fence or in the press box, so we don't.
Pat Starr had a soccer incident.
It just completely wiped the table out. Pitch misses.
I don't know
if
it wiped the table out. I'll have to get clarification. I think there was a ball that literally came through and just rammed into something. I forget what it was, and kind of destroyed the setup for.
Well, if Pat got excited, you never know because he pretty much stays excited the entire game. Pitch swung on and missed.
Good pitch in there that time by Lauren. That one had a little pop to it.
Got Atwell to swing over the top of it. I had one of my students that has Pat Starr as his like youth development, religious development leader. I don't know what you call that in Catholic church. But anyway, he knows Pat Starr really well and actually kind of did a little impression of Pat Starr that made me laugh the whole way. But it was mostly just talking like, you know, Pat Starr. So he was going, and I couldn't stop laughing. Anytime I have somebody from kid from St. Cecilia's, they always know Pat Starr and they speak very highly of him because it's pretty easy to speak highly about a guy like that. It's 3-2 now. That pitch missed up in the zone at full count. 2 outs. 4-0 Blue Jay or Jayette lead. I keep calling them the Blue Jays. That one goes back in the swamp again. It's not really a swamp this summer because we have had about 2 inches of rain in the last 6 weeks, and that was the other night. The ground soaked that up. Very parched, dry ground. Payoff pitch again. Swung over the top by Atwell, so Nissen battles through tonight. She's going to go 7 innings, only give up 4 runs. I'm going to say 3 of those were earned. I think the last one was unearned. Pretty good night.
I would agree
Gave
with
a
that.
chance. Tigers haven't scored yet, so pretty hard to make a case where she didn't do her job. Pitched well. Gave up 3 earned runs in 7 innings. They're going to send 8th grader Delaney Eichert up to bat, the designated player. And then Mostick and Puck. Now, we did see Taylor Sneezik grabbing a helmet and a bat. Kind of be the Rusty Staub of the Gilbert Tigers, the pitch hitting expert. There's Mike Cruz, one of our coworkers. Haven't seen him all summer. Usually I see him a little bit because of the driver's ed. Like he'll teach classes and I'll help with those, but have not seen him all summer. It's going to be weird going back. Kind of more optimistic things are getting closer to getting normal here. I think it's on the horizon, but maybe I'm just doing wishful thinking.
I don't think anybody knows. We'll see.
Kenny has gone the distance for the Jays. She throws her last warm-up pitch, and Delaney Eichert will do a little landscaping in the box and get it ready for hitting. Because, you can't have any lumps in there when you're getting ready to hit.
Exactly.
You can't have any bumps. You might be off balance.
Be unfortunate.
Can't believe she's playing varsity softball. It just seems weird. She's that little girl on my bus, and what a delightful kid. Really enjoyed my friendship with her parents. They've come to church with us a couple times. We went out to dinner. Enjoy the Eichert family quite a bit. Rachel and Herm as her parents. First pitch misses outside and high. Tigers would you know, you kind of want him to be aggressive and get some base runners, but Kenny's pitched 6 innings.
Yeah, be patient. Don't panic.
A pitch right down the middle. Eichert takes a strike, evens the count at 1-1. So the bottom third of the order. But you got to think if they can get 1 or 2 runners on here in the bottom, then you got the top of the order coming up. The Tigers got some. That ball fouled back. Good rip by Eichert. Fouled back to the screen. Or Tunick will chase it down. Softball helmets with the face mask on the front. Eichert lays off she kind of wanted to take a rip at that one, but it lays off. It misses high and outside. That was Grace Ellingson's lovely mop of hair that was blocking the scoreboard. So you can see it. They had no idea. It wasn't anything malicious or intentional. The count is now 2-2. Nobody out here. Delaney Eichert, the first batter for the Tigers here in the 7th. They got to get 4 runs to extend this game or 5 to win it. She smokes that ball into right field. I have no idea if it gets down. It does get down. Nope, it's caught. I heard some people cheer, but it must have been the Perry fans because I thought
that
it was
a
down.
well-struck ball.
She hit it, but it's hit where we can't see it. I had no idea if she caught it or not. It was hit right. Had to have been hit right to the right field there because it was hit pretty hard. Emma Mostick, the Tiger catcher, will hold up her hand and request a little time as she digs in. Kenny throws a changeup and misses high and away. Kenny's been pretty efficient on the rubber for the Jets tonight. Has not allowed a run. Tigers really only with maybe 1 inning where they had some base runners on and really felt like you were threatening. Yeah, they got a runner to third, I think we have
one
tonight.
inning where we had a runner to third, I believe.
Tigers trail 4-0. Counts 2-0 now to Mostick. She'll swing and hit that one up, but right at Lydia Olenzak for the second out. Tigers are clinging to life here, and they're going to send 8th grader Taylor Puck up to the plate.
Mostick pops out short for the second out. Brings up to Gilbert, second baseman, number 28, Taylor Puck.
So Taylor Puck flew out to second, and the pitcher.
We're going to be saying Taylor Puck's name a lot here, Troy, in the next 4 years after this. She's a very good athlete in many sports. Takes a strike from Kenny to start her at bat. Hits that one hard on the ground to third base. It's fielded cleanly and fires over to first. Dug out of the dirt, and that will do it. But now they're going to say she's safe. So the Jets thought that they had the third out. We couldn't see it. We're looking through the players. I don't know what happened down there.
Everybody acted like they had.
I don't see any.
Coach Sneezik was even walking off, so I'm not exactly sure what happened over there. I can only speculate.
The ball was hit right on the line. The third baseman and
it was tremendous play.
The Jet coach is going to come out of the dugout, not to argue, just to go talk to our pitcher. So it must have been the right call. The ball was hit right on the line. Really nice play by third baseman Macy Kilmer. She backhanded it right on the line. It's kind of one of those ones where maybe you let it go and it goes foul, you hope, but if it stays fair and you let it go, it's probably going to be 2 bases.
Yep. So
she did the right thing and speared it through over to first. It looked like it was in time, but I can only assume that maybe it was low and had to be dug out. So now Nessa Johnson, the junior center fielder, will try to extend this game. Tigers down to their last out. The scoreboard got cleared out. Oops. I think that's usually run by a player. I don't know in the baseball game it is. 2 outs, runner at first. Taylor Puck will stand and run for herself. Johnson smokes that ball into Olenzak. She hit it right on the nose. Oh, my goodness. Olenzak dives to her left, goes to a knee and catches it on the backhand about 2 inches off the ground. That was just a really good play by a very good softball player tonight. And the Tigers will drop their opening round game, and their season will end 4-0 at the hands of the Jets. And what a fun team to watch. The Gilbert Tigers, they won 13 games this year, and really fun. I've watched them play 4 or 5 times this year. Really fun team to watch. And you can tell with everybody coming back except for left fielder Katie Gashai there, they'll be in good shape for again next year and Troy, thanks for working with me tonight. That was a good ball game, fun game to call.
It was, yeah. Definitely sorry to see their season end, but definitely a program on the right trajectory here.
So we're all done here from the Tiger Stadium tonight. Tigers drop a heartbreaker, 4-0, ending their season. This is Troy Stout and Trent Becker on the Tiger broadcast on YouTube. We'll see you tomorrow night. There's a baseball game. Andy Eckert and Byron Tinder will be calling the action there. That's like the A team. We're kind of the B team. Those are the best looking guys. Those are really the handsome guys and the good broadcasters get the baseball game. And Troy and I are more than happy to do the game tonight and call the last game of the season for the Tigers. Again, they lose 4-0. Thanks for listening in.